You have to interpret the artist. They want something they might not be able to tell you. Don't ever say no. We'll make it happen. I grew up in Oakland, California. I'm a musician. I play trumpet and guitar. I have 3 degrees, all in electronics, but somehow I got connected to music. There was 8 guys in the band. We were young guys, and we didn't have any money or anything. So our parents put together some money and got us a PA system. But we kept the PA system at my house. So I was the one tinkering with it all the time. What made it interesting to me is all these knobs and trying to figure out things. So since my background is electronics, I actually know how to repair component level. So that got me into the whole scene of putting things together, fixing cables, all the normal stuff, making speakers. George is an engineer and a musician, and my friend was his tech, and I used to hang out with my friend at George's house, and I observed how he mixed. I tried to emulate what he was doing out here. He mixed real soft in the studio, and it sounded nice and full. So out in the world here, I have the same concept. It don't have to be loud. It still can have feeling and strong and not loud. And the main thing I shoot for, especially with a band that's busy, is clarity. So from George, he puts all these sounds in all these different spaces, and that's what I look for. This is what happened with Earth, Wind & Fire. I was working with B.B. King. In fact, I worked with him for about 9 or 10 years. The guys from the band was over George Duke's house doing some work over there, and they asked about an engineer, live engineer, and I had been working with George for at least 9 years already. So George recommended me, and so I did an audition for the band, and the 3 principals came up here in front of the house, and I was mixing the band a little bit, and they thought I'd do fine. So this is only temporary now. So I started with them and never stopped. I like Michael, and the reason I like Michael, not because he's a really, really big star or anything like that. Everything is so organized. For example, the itinerary for the day is from the morning till night. You know exactly what's going on the entire time. We were still in Africa, and I don't remember where we landed, Ivory Coast or someplace, and it was so many people there, the army had to come out and control them and everything. So they didn't want to take Michael to the hotel. So of course, I'm in a plane with Mike. So they dressed me up like Mike. The hat, the glove, and everything. And I come out the plane, and I get in the limousine, and everybody follows us to the hotel. And then they bring Mike later. So let's talk about this concert a little bit. Now, Rupert E., right? So people ask me about that. What do I think about it? So the way I see it is icing on the cake. That's just icing on the cake. You still get the basics the way you want it, but you want that little icing. Get it just over the top. You have to use the preamp part of it. And that's going to either give you that airy, crispy sound that you're trying to get. It's just a little bit more, just enough. It only takes a little. So that's the fine tuner. So that makes a difference. Not just me, most engineers I know, when we think of Yamaha, we think of it's gonna work. That's what we think of, because over all the years, even though I started with the Yamaha on tours, they always worked. I knew what I was going to get, you know, so it was consistent in that way. So yes, dependability, that everybody knows that already.